Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. This is a portfolio that just hit the market for sale. These debt collectors are buying up so much debt. They're having Christmas early. As a matter of fact, there are some portfolios that are coming down the pike, and one of them is over $1 billion. There's some that are in the ranges of 200 million, 300 million, 500 million, and the debt collectors are doing whatever they can to collect on those debts. These are from charged off accounts, from credit card accounts. But what I'm seeing happening, and I didn't see this before other than in 2008 when there was a lot of people defaulting. And now that we're coming out of the pandemic, or still in it, but a lot of people having financial issues, is that I'm seeing the portfolios being sold a lot sooner than they were. Like, a lot of portfolios from that debt collectors were buying, they were actually out of statute of limitations for most states. But now what I'm starting to see is where they are actually coming at people with where the debt isn't past the statute of limitations, where if you're not careful and you don't know what to do, they're going to be able to raid your checking account by getting garnishments. They're going to be able to garnish your wages. They're going to be able to do all types of things. And the crazy thing about it is that the laws are changing to actually hurt people in states like Kentucky and Tennessee. These down south states are making it to where they are going to be able to just go into people's bank accounts without even getting a judgment against them. And you don't have to take my words on it. You can go to the ACLU's website. I'm not going to put the article here because when I put the article here, they sent me a cease and desist on that video. So go to the ACLU's website, type in going to jail over old debt. I'm talking about debt that was like $200. How can you try to put someone in jail? Yes, they do get out of jail. They just take them in to make them say how they're going to pay the bill. But do you want to even go through that? Say you're out at the park, because they showed examples where people were eating lunch at the park, happened to get a ticket because they were parked there too long, a warrant, bench warrant for their arrest. They take them to the courthouse, book them, and then take them in front of a judge. The judge says, how are you going to pay this $200 medical bill? They say, I don't know, and then they release them. That person missed time at work over that. So this is total debt collection, debt collector intimidation. They've lobbied these states. I'm not going to say which political party are running those states, but you can check it out for yourself. And they are trying to disregard the law and just skip over people having their time in court to even challenge debt collection. So I'm talking about, in this video, I want to get into the solutions, because there is one way that they cannot get to those steps. And I always talk about it in my videos, and I repeat it and repeat it, because no matter how many times I repeat it, no matter how many of these videos I make, there is an individual, groups of individuals that need this help. They always pop up on my video and comment and say, I needed this help because a debt collector sent me a letter and they're threatening me. So now let's first go through the debt that's being released. It's $234,685.09. There's 500 accounts. The charge-off date is 2017. The average balance is $469. You can see that this is a Visa card. It says I guess this was a specific company. It was probably one of the higher limit type cards, credit, with a higher interest rate type cards, which all credit cards actually do have a high interest rate. Average balance $469, and it says media included. When it says media included or batched, what this means is that they've already taken the time to get everyone's that's in this 500 their total name, total address, email, Facebook page, any emails that they have that they've ever used to purchase anything, their job, time on the job, everything they've done. That they know the person's life. They're going to hand over this portfolio, and that company is going to have all the data. They don't have to do any skip tracing. See, in the old ways, the debt collectors, what they had to do is they had to buy the portfolio, and then they had to do what's called a tracing, skip tracing. They would go to the bureaus and try to match up as much information as possible so they can send it off and try to collect on it. Now, this here, they have 100% match on everything. They know the address. So when they buy this portfolio, they're going to just get it to the mail room, get all of the letters drawn up, and start sending them out to all 500 people. They don't have to worry about doing any tracing. It's going to allow them to be able to move forward a lot faster on trying to collect this debt. So now let's talk about the solution. And I'm going to pause my video because I want to kind of write it out for you. Okay, so the first thing that you do when you get that letter, they're going to send you a letter, and you have 30 days to respond to that letter. And if you don't respond to it, you're going to allow them, put a little column here, you're going to allow them to place that information on reports, on all 3 reports. They're going to be able to put it on TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit reports if you do not respond within the 30-day period. If you pay attention to that letter, you will see that it gives you the opportunity to dispute all or part of the debt. So a lot of people are thinking that this is a straight up bill for you when it's really a letter that's giving you the opportunity to dispute all or part of the debt. So let's start with number 1. The first thing that you want to do is you want to check the statute of limitations for your state on collecting debt. You can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. That's www.thecreditrepairshop.com. Thecreditrepairshop.com. Go to my blog and you click on or you search statute of limitations. A page will pop up that'll show you the statute of limitations for all 50 states. And then you need to go to your credit reports. This is very important. And if you don't have copies of your credit reports, go to my website, your3scores.com. your3scores.com, and grab copies of your credit reports. And then when you get those copies, you need to look in the comment section, and on the comment section you will see where it's going to show you the charge off date for your reports. For that particular item. You need to find it, you need to scan through, because this is very important. This is so important that it could save you literally hundreds or thousands of dollars if you do this, and it can stop them from doing these things over here. So look at the charge off date. The clock starts ticking for the statute of limitations with the charge off date, the last on your credit reports. Not when you started the account, it starts when they charged it off. So then when you look at your state, and let's just say, for example, like my state of Wisconsin says you have 6 years, the credit card company has 6 years to collect on a debt. Now, even if a debt collector buys that credit card debt, it doesn't matter. it's going to still be under the state statute of limitations. Some states for credit card accounts have a 3-year statute of limitations or a 4-year statute of limitations. So it's different. So when you go to my website, there's going to be 4 columns. If it's not a credit card type of account, it's going to be in column number 2. Like if you have a repo, if it's a credit card account, an open-end account, an account where you could charge and then pay the payment and you can charge again, that's going to be in column number 4. So look in column number 4 for credit card type debts like this one here. And so if it's past the legal statute of limitations for your state, or what if you might have lived in another state where the statute of limitations was shorter, you just need to simply write them a letter saying that you are attempting to collect a debt that is past the legal statute of limitations to collect according to the laws in my state. And don't worry, I'm going to give you that letter for free, but that's all you have to do. When I see people or some of the comments from people that maybe watch my video and they kind of get a little confused, I want to make it clear. If the debt is past the legal statute of limitations, you do not have to do a debt validation. You do not have to send them anything and say proof of contract and all of that stuff. That does not matter. The only thing that matters is that you let them know that you know that the debt is past the legal statute of limitations. Now, they might try to call you up and they might say, well, you owe this debt and it was original creditor was so-and-so and this is a time barred debt. When they say something like time barred, that is actually what this means. They'll say time barred. So they'll say, we're calling you about a time barred debt that you had with this credit card company. That's actually saying there, because they legally have to tell you that you don't have to pay the debt, but they don't have to say it that way. They can, according to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, this is the word terminology that they have to use. And if they use that, a lot of people don't know what that means. They might say time barred. What does time barred mean? You might go and look it up, but the way that they put pressure on a person, they might not go and look that up. Time barred means that it is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. So you only have to send them that letter. Now, if it's not past the legal statute of limitation to collect, you need to send them what's called a cease and desist collection activities letter. I give you this letter, but let me walk through some of the important reasons why you would want to send this letter. Because debt collectors have to get a lot of information. They have to, not a lot, they have to get all of the information to be able to come after you for a debt that they're trying to collect on. One of the things that they do not let people know when they talk to them, but they do let you know in that 30-day letter. If you review that 30-day letter that they send you, it will say that an attorney has not reviewed this file. That's very important because an attorney, once they review it, they are actually putting, it's like they're putting their stamp on there saying that this is a legal debt to collect. Yes, you still have a right to do certain things to fight it, but it actually takes it up a notch. If you send that cease and desist collection activities letter, it has a lot of stuff in there, but one of the most important components to it is to ask them, has an attorney reviewed it? When we send this letter out for our clients, and when you send this letter out, it will usually get them to stop coming after you for the debt because they know that they didn't get everything to prove it. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Sometimes they'll take a chance, sometimes they won't. That's going to be determined on what type of debt collector is coming after you. Some are very aggressive, some are in the middle, some are not aggressive. Even for the aggressive ones, this is something that they're going to review to say, should we go after this account? And if you hit them with this early, not late after they spent a lot of money trying to come after you, after they've potentially assigned it to a debt collector in your area specifically to come after you. This is when the portfolio companies are just sending out letters. you could potentially stop them from coming after you with that letter. I give you that letter. That's in below here, below the video. The next one is a debt validation letter, which the components of a debt validation is also included in here, but I added it again so you would be able to have the back and forth letter to go back and forth with them, because they might try to say, well, we do have everything to prove, and maybe they won't say an attorney reviewed it, but they're gonna try to say we're gonna continue coming after you for the debt. And so what I tell people to do is you still request the validation. So what you're gonna have to do is, there's going to be back and forth. Every time that they come back with a response, you have to go back with a response. And usually when that starts to happen, it's going to make a stalemate where no one is really going to be able to move forward. They shouldn't be able to place it on your credit reports because you responded and disputed it within the 30 days. And if they do put it on your credit reports, you can use that information to say that they should not have placed it on there because you are disputing it at the time. They cannot place that on there. And if they don't place that you're disputing it at that time, when they put it on there, they've actually violated the rules of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, because you disputed it even before they placed it on your credit reports. And then if you are disputing it because they put it on your credit reports, you came to the game late, but you're using this information, they still have to place it on your reports that you are disputing it. But be prepared. There's going to be a lot of back and forth when you get to doing these two here. You're just going to have to respond back to what they're saying. But if you do it over and over and don't disregard them. Also, you need to do this with certified mail to make sure that they know that you know that you're watching them and that you have proof that they are receiving your disputed information. They're going to probably most likely cease coming after you. So now those 3 letters are below the video. You can get the link below the video. You get all 3, and you only use the one that you need. If you fall into category number 1, only use the statute of limitations letter. If it's not past legal statute of limitations, you use this letter first, and then you'll go back and forth using the information in that. Read it, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to tell them over and over, because they're going to try to send bank statements or statements from the credit card company, but you have to tell the debt collector, no, that is not all that I'm asking for. I want everything. And you see the list of everything that I want you to ask them for. So I'm going to get ready to end the video. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at the Credit Repair Shop. The Credit Repair Shop.com. You need your credit reports, go to www.your3, that's number 3, scores.com. And the links are below the video here for everything. We can help you with, if you're already dealing with debt collectors, we can take over writing those responses, so you can kind of sit back and let us do the job. If you need help with your credit, we can take care of that with your credit. Also, debt validation is included with our credit repair services. We don't just send to the bureaus, we also send to the furnishers. If you have court issues where you've been summoned to court, there's a link below where I can show you how to respond, or you can have us do the response for you. You would still have to go to court or go to your Zoom meeting, but we can help you with that. All right, thanks again. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of the CreditRepairShop.com.